in any other team Doran was in, by the way, I would have been like, I don't know if you could trust Doran to be the guy to punish the weak side Sion / Ornn / any sort of weak side safe pick it's really difficult to punish, but he has been so much better about it overall.
Does Boris refill it for you before he gives it to you? Like, is it sort of like a...
I think it's
like if you get a bottle of water at a restaurant?
I think it's sealed on purchase. The sponge is up here, but can't do anything. So yeah, back to, oh, hold up.
Yeah, UCAL not going to get hit by the Dustbringer as Seismic Shove comes through, but the charm was in the air, and UCAL just walks towards Faker and dies.
Yeah, that looked very funny. It almost looked like the charm just had an insanely long duration, but challenges Drake, but with no mid-prior of the wave crashing, I don't think this is realistic.
Well, there's a bit of a battle towards the bottom side as Carrier going down very, very low. Faker thinking about moving on over to defend that one. As level 5s for both of our junglers, UCAL will be able to skate his way over here. The Dragon is down low. It will be a smite fight, won by Ona for now, as he'll have to flash to get himself out of the way. But Andil, he's going to follow him. The Weaver's Wall comes in, and they all pile in on top of the Nocturne. And he will be seismically shoved into the Death Chamber. Faker now moving back towards mid, and DRX will be able to try and find some of the spoils.
Position back, because they're looking for more here now into the bottom lane.
Oh dear, there's a flash immediately by Gumayusi actually, as Carrier is the one that's going down very low. Andil able to get himself out of there, but Sponge is just dead, and that was a whoopsie.
I mean, trying to dive Nautilus can be very difficult, as we know. And as DRX were reminded, maybe zoning away the bottom duo instead. Sponge is going to be able to take this first grub without using Smite.
Yeah, so grabs that one. Carrier just going to stun up Andil just for a moment as he's pulling him back in, being a little bit frustrating, and Andil going aggressive. Doran moving over as Rich trying to defend, but the Q finds absolutely no one, and Andil is just dead. Can they get anything in response? That's the question, as Seismic Shove will connect onto Gumayusi, and Rich, he's going to survive. They're looking a little worse for wear. Teleport has just come back up, though, as the Grubs move back into the pit. Lazy Field positioned here in this mid lane, but I don't think they're going to be able to defend as these Grubs are taken by T1. They should be able to get two of them, as never mind.
I don't know if they should, but they're going to.
Yep, Carrier sitting in this brush here. True Shot Barrage not going to hit anyone, and there are both of those Grubs going down. In goes the Scion as he's trying to get rid of Gumayusi, and that is an engage onto Lazy Field if ever I've seen one. He just evaporates. Andil going aggressive, and UCAL trying to find a few windows as there's the flash in from Doran. Hextech ultimatum onto Sponge, but now he's just in the Thunderdome by himself. T1 kind of playing it well, being able to take one of them, but they lose their AD carry as well. And finally, they're able to take down Sponge. Rich now coming on in. He's now joining the rest of T1. These health bars are so low, but nothing's landing from DRX. They can't get any of the kills.
They don't have enough damage here.
Scary.
Well, Faker can also keep Lazy Field out of the initial part of the fight.
Oh no, Mystic Shot going wide is a disaster, and Gumayusi walks up to him and shoots him. The real thing at the end there. And so was comfortable to surmise, not comfortable to watch again, as that max range hook, just gorgeous. Down goes Mr. Sponge. He couldn't even flash or ult or anything. He was just dead. Recklessness.
Yeah, there's starting to give me some like 2022 Live Sandbox feels right now with only go in, only fight, and force every fight, and also try to greed in every lane.
Uncle as well. And that has continued to be a little bit of a problem here. SolarFlare will be able to lock down Faker. Seismic Shove is some nice chain CC. There we go. Here's the uptick from the DRX. And now, let's see whether the down tick is happening immediately. The flash hook, not going to quite find the mark, but I don't think they're out of the woods just yet, as, oh god, depth charge going to come on through as UCAL's in trouble. Does have to flash and does do so, but the double up almost murders both of them. Does manage to get the kill onto UCAL, and there we go. The ebbs and flows of DRX, ladies and gentlemen. They get a kill onto Faker, and then they lose two.
Yeah, well, it's the traditional Faker dies, but then you win the fight style. Is over here, unstoppable until
hit the wall.
Yeah, there's a stoppable moment there.
A little stoppable.
Slightly stoppable.
I think Faker is pretty charming, and he is going to prove that as Rich just going to get taken out. The Zombie Scion going to see what he can do about this wave, as Doran is going to go in onto Rich here. I don't know what I was talking about there. As okay, Faker not going to get shoved, and there is the paranoia. Down goes UCAL. And DRX, it's just really feeling like they're looking a little lifeless here in this game. That's the flash to try and keep himself alive. Sponge standing on so much vision as they do get rid of the Rift Herald. Dredge line goes wide, so does the Charm. T1, they're happy with what they got though.
You just play respectfully, then you just lose controls.
Oh, I've seen this play before. As this time, Faker does not get stunned up by the Solar Flare.
TP.
And Andal is dead, ladies and gentlemen. Teleport comes in from Doran, as Gumayusi may even delivered the kill. Never mind, it goes to the GOAT. Faker's like,
so like I said before, this is the kind of game with Andal where you're wondering, like, maybe is Pleta coming in the next series?
So I don't think there's just no real positives to speak of here at the moment. Oh, they did get a dragon. So there's that, as Doran is going to take a turret shot or two. Never mind, he's got a hook shot, so he's just fine. Faker now getting to work here towards his bottom side. They already have feats of strength, but if they didn't, they could get them again by locking down that first turret. There it goes. And even more money into the coffers of T1. Gumayusi moving forward towards LazyFeel is just trying to take down minions in this mid lane. And the thing is, I think a lot of people have learnt that focusing Faker in a side lane to the detriment of everything else is generally not a great strategy, as Doran looks for Sponge, and it doesn't work.
This could backfire.
I think it may already have backfired, as Faker is also dead. Sponge grabs another reset. This is where it's fine.
Okay.
As T1 take down the inner turret and this one as well.
Faker die inside and you get the cross map win is another archetype, because there's a Faker die inside, win the team fight. There's Faker die inside in the cross map. There's also Faker teleport to die and win the cross map.
So this is the new T1 though, with really long. Like, the Scion will be impossible to kill. It's only Faker that does magic damage on this squad, and Ari isn't necessarily known for being super good at cutting down front line.
I mean, Malignance and the
Leandri certainly does help, but great. And DRX not quite being able to do so here, as the Archon has been started. Can DRX find any angles here as the Paranoia comes on through, and down goes UCal once again. This guy's Talia has looked great, but I'm starting to doubt my memory right now.
Unfortunately, I think the issue is just you're not allowed to be by yourself ever into this Nocturne, even if they are doing Otacon, because they'll just collapse on you, and Owner just so good at that. And now they can just go straight back to the Otacon. Keria on this really cool flank here as well, as Faker shows up with his ult.
Yep, Depth Charge going to get a couple of knockups here as Sponge being held out of the Otacon pit. Keria will be taken out though, and now T1 rotating over yet again. Scion finds the knockup as Doran is dead once more. And now Faker just doing what he can to try and stay in this, and maybe I spoke too soon. The flash to try and get the knockup, but it's a great spell shield, and now Ona looking to try and turn it. This Scion is just massive on this front line though, and UCal has respawned. The wall comes on down, Ona is singled out, and Rich turned into a zombie, but I think he's well and truly done his job, and I take it all back. Maybe I did really need to talk about that scaling aspect.
And now DRX are going to get it.
Yeah, the response is this Otacon, as Paranoia does come down. That is Sponge securing it, as now Doran trying to get in there. Owner is well and truly in there. I don't know about whether he wanted to be, as the charm comes down. Faker is cutting them all down. Both of the DPS have been eliminated, and Faker is just looking to kill everyone. Gumayusi grabs a piece of it, and Andal is going to be going down next. Gumayusi trying to get out of the way of Rich, who's just not someone that he is able to kill, and Faker will hunt down this Leona. T1, the punishment was immediate, as the Foxfire is going to be able to cut him out, as Gumayusi just spending some time outside of the queue. And as you can see, Gumayusi does need armor penetration if he ever wants to kill Scion. Look at that. Rich cannot die, by the way, guys, basically, as finally he does go down, and there goes
he gets a double?
Does he get a double?
No, I don't think so.
The health bar is going down lower and lower and lower, and Keria will be able to secure it.
This is just very silly. He unfortunately channeled his ult just too close to Rich there.
It felt like it was the Titan's Wrath from Keria that actually managed to do damage to Scion, because that's like on-hit magic damage. As Keria does hit the 5,000 assists, and he's also rewarded with a kill for his efforts, as we saw there towards the top side. As Doran getting closed in on here by UCal, as over the wall goes Sponge. Doran is going to then flash into Andal and gets immediately stunned. So there is a nice little advantage to be taken by DRX.
Rich TPing in. They don't want to turn this into a Baron call.
Yeah. I'm all about that optimism as well, as in goes Carrier looking for that angle. Once again, UCal is singled out and destroyed, and T1 just making it an uncomfortable time in the Baron pit. This time it's an immediate triple kill for Faker. Can he find more? The answer is absolutely, as the GOAT may pick up a penta, and in fact, he almost definitely will. He's the only one that does damage to the Scion, so there's the penta kill for Faker.
Faker with a penta, and it's just perfect play on the Sari. 15 kills. We knew it was coming in the draft. They pull out Owner's Nocturne. They work together so incredibly well, and it's just been these two players against every single team. And
Aware?
Yeah, he's aware.
That could be the way. That's all right, Spell Shield, not going to get that value as the knockup does come on in. The crash into the Nocturne as True Shot Barrage doesn't connect, but now the bullet time is going to cut down Sponge so quickly. Lazyfield, he's not getting out of there. And down he goes. T1 just a little bit too far ahead now as UCal, he's going to come in, but he's kind of like Donald Glover, holding the pizza with his house on fire. As Rich is a zombie, and Faker is not even going to let UCal get out of this one. He is going to get charmed and destroyed. There's another ace for T1. And you've got a bit of a palindrome when it comes to the score lines here. 13 to 31. T1 very happy about that as they're looking to close this one out 2-0 right now.
Yep, that's the end of that. Owner's like, all right, Xinjiao, our button can't get hurt. Pantheon got a shield, can't get hurt. He's like, Nocturne, spell shield close enough.
Yeah.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.